Bob Jimenez. For special Congreso coverage on mylatinonews.com.
Latinos in America didn't really have a civil rights movement that African Americans did. Sure, there was some Latino civil unrest in the 1960s, the Brown Beret movement, some gutsy barrio reporting by Ruben Salazar, and later Frank Del Olmo of the LA Times. Salazar martyred. Does Cesar Chavez count? I guess you could make an argument that justice for farm workers is justice for all. But as a cohesive movement, a critical mass of social reform, no se puede. No, Latinos didn't experience or ignite the socially explosive changes that blacks did in the South. In fact, I don't recall Hollywood ever making a movie called East LA Burning. So one has to wonder how much teeth the Congreso can really sink into Saturday's Latino Unity Breakfast, workshops, and a March for Immigrant Justice at a nearby park. There should be plenty to talk about and act on, given the resentment a good number of Americans feel about undocumented immigrants. Pat Buchanan thinks he's doing America a favor by writing a book that essentially talks about Aryan purity here. But all of this has, well, it's galvanized Latino unity like never before. Even Martin Luther King Jr. couldn't put 1 million people in the streets on successive days in successive cities demanding fair treatment from Congress. And I think Latino leaders were surprised, even shocked. Of course, conservative talking heads believe marches of this sort will create a middle America backlash, but it hasn't materialized. Congress has gotten the message and may be abandoning laws that punish immigrants instead of dealing with them. Wiser, cooler heads aren't even arguing the legality of immigrants anymore. They've moved on, and rightly so, in discussing how to integrate people we just simply aren't going to put on a train and send home. Take the move to give undocumented immigrants driver's licenses so they can get around, properly insured. It still sounds unappetizing to some die-hard build-a-higher-wall fan, but if you're going to let immigrants stay, 5 million illegals in Los Angeles alone, wouldn't it be better to figure out ways to make them being here easier on everybody? Policymakers finally get it. Illegal immigrants account for only 25% of all new immigrants coming into the country each year, 1 in 4. Well, if 25% are stealing all our jobs, sapping our health care programs, and flooding our schools, what are the 75% of so-called legal immigrants doing to take away jobs, inflate the cost of housing, and increase the cost of education? The question of immigration in America isn't unilateral, legal or illegal. It's more complex because, after all, we're really talking about people's lives. Yes, there may be plenty to chew on in addressing the new civil rights movement, which for the time being is giving justice to immigrants. I'm Bob Jimenez.